Welcome back, folks. In this video, I want to show you a very easy 5-minute scalping strategy that I want you to go and back test. It's not an invitation for you to come in and start to risk real capital. This is an invitation for you to go back and study the charts and prove to yourself that you understand the strategy and you can identify what I'm going to show you in this video at real time. Okay, what you want to look for on a 5-minute chart are these large moves. Okay, large move meaning that it has displacement. It's moved so fast that it has left big gaps. Okay, where the market needs to come back down and rebalance. I'll talk about the entry on the 1-minute chart. Let's just first understand the strategy. Okay, here is another, and what you're doing is basically you're trying to get in, okay, with some confluences with time and 1-minute entries, and you're just targeting the previous high, and you just want to aim for 50 pips. Okay, if the distance between your entry and the high is less than 50 pips, just aim for 50 pips. Once you get to 35 pips, put your stops to break even. They are the rules. Okay, again, this is not an invitation for you to go out and risk capital. This is for you to go back and study the charts and prove to yourself that this works. Then forward test it. Okay, look at the markets live. Okay, and write down on paper where you would enter, where you would exit, where your stop would be. Okay, you got to prove to yourself that you can do this in real time. Okay, it takes time, it takes practice, understanding. Okay, and the ability to read price in real time. Anybody can come back and, in hindsight, talk about what the market does. Okay, I have the credibility because I've been showing it to you live with trades in alignment with that which I have forecasted. Okay, so again, here is another price displacement. There's a number of gaps there. Okay, therefore that is a move that has moved so quick the market has left all these gaps. Okay, look for where there is a level of inefficiency and expect the market to go back to the previous high. Okay, again, I'm going to talk about entry techniques on 1-minute time frames. Let's first understand the strategy. Again, we have moved down with displacement. Okay, we're waiting for the market to come back to rebalance. Okay, and then we are targeting the previous low. We are trading, okay, in alignment with the displacement. Okay, so when this is moved up, we're trading in alignment with that move up. Okay, when this is moved up with displacement, we are trading in alignment with that move up. When this is moved down with displacement, when we come back for the entry, we are trading in alignment with the displacement, targeting the previous low. Okay, then you just wait. You wait for another displacement. Big candles down, okay, like this. Big candles down with gaps, okay. I like when they have more than one gap, or large candles. We wait to come back into the fair value gap, okay, targeting the previous swing low. So right now, the market is closed, okay. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for the market to come back up into this gap. This is a large down candle with displacement, and we're waiting now for the market to come back up and rebalance. Our expectation is we're going to trade in alignment with that displacement back down to the lows, okay. So now let's talk about some examples on the same chart down to entry technique. So you highlight the gap when the markets come back into that area. You jump down to a 1-minute time frame, okay, and time's important. This, look at the time down the bottom, 3 a.m., right? That is within the London session at a new hour. On a 1-minute time frame, you look for your entries. Refer to my playlist on entry techniques, okay? What have I pressed here? Okay, refer to my entry setups on 1-minute playlist to understand how to use the 1-minute smaller time frame for your entries. Okay, let's go down to where we have, you can see this consolidation there. Okay, try and identify order blocks. It's going to be where you have displacement. So in this consolidation, we're getting closer to 3 a.m., right? You need to wait for it to be at that halfway mark of an hour or at the hour. Okay, 3 a.m. We have a displacement. There's your 2 order blocks. Okay, 2 down candles that make the order block. So 3 a.m., you should be entering somewhere in that zone, targeting this high. Okay, the previous high on the left. Now, you want to be targeting 50 pips. So if that particular move from where your entry is down here to up to there is less than 50 pips, just wait for 50 pips. That move there is 60 pips, so easy you can get 50 out of that, okay? Once you get to 35 and above, you want to set your stops to break even, okay? So let's continue. Go back to the 5-minute chart. So you're looking for these on a 5-minute chart, okay? Let's get rid of this. And you're looking for moves with displacement gaps, okay? So here's another move, okay? Identify when the market moves back down to a fair value gap like we have here. Okay, put a square around it and then jump down to, what time is that? That's, again, look at the time, at the new hour, right? At the new hour. So we're going to jump down to a 1-minute time frame, okay? And you want to look for entries on 1 minute, okay? Review the playlist that I've got. So here we go. You can see this is where you got 3 down candles. I love 3 down candles. Okay, so here we've taken liquidity, we've moved above 2 down candles. So you can wait for a movement back into these 2 down candles, which are your order block. That down candle there's taken all that liquidity. Okay, and that is right inside the new hour. Okay, so the entries are easy, right? You're going to be targeting the previous high, which is there. Okay, minimum 50 pips. Okay, so entry from there to there, that's only 35 pips. Okay, right at that point, you want to have your stop set to break even. Okay, you don't know if it's going to continue, you don't know if it's going to come back, right? You want to target 50 pips. When you get to 35, you want to put your stops to break even. So, this just gets to that high, or you could just target that high. It's up to you. My suggestion is to target 50 pips, but at 35, put your stops to break even. Okay. Remember, this is not an invitation for you to go out and risk real capital. Okay. This is for you to go back and study this chart, understand how this strategy works, prove that you can understand the strategy and reprice and be able to do it in real time. You've got to prove it to yourself. Okay. So let's go back to the 5-minute chart. Okay. All we're doing is looking for price movement with displacement. Okay. So now we wait for another price displacement. We can see this price displacement down. Okay, displacement simply means nice movement down, one or more gaps. Okay, and we're waiting for the market to pull back up into the gap at the right time. Okay, this is the start of New York session. Okay, well, second hour of New York, 8 a.m., 8:30. We come back into this gap. Okay, so that's going to be quite easy. Go down to a 1-minute time frame. Even on this 5-minute time frame, you can see there's an entry. Your target's going to be to the lows. Okay, and if we measure that from that gap down to there, that's 80 pips. Okay, you're always going to be targeting the low, okay, where that retracement started, that comes back into that fair value gap. Okay, so again, you're looking for large down candles, right? So this move is over, you're down here, and now you're just waiting, right? Waiting for the next move, and we get that here, nice big down move. Okay, I like more than one fair value gap, but if it's a large down candle, then a single gap is fine. Okay, so you enter in this gap after it comes back in. So you get your large range candle moving down, that's your displacement. Okay, you're waiting for the move back up. What time is that? That is 10 minutes to 11 a.m. That candle started at 10:50, finished at 11 a.m., right? And so we'll finish at 10:55, sorry. This is a 5-minute chart, back into this fair. So again, 5 minutes before the hour, at the hour, somewhere close to a new hour is where you want to align time with this price, okay? So your entry is going to be right inside of there, okay? Your target's going to be back down to the low. That's been low, okay? You're going to be targeting 50 pips, right? Right there, 80 pips. Again, how easy is this? You got to learn this, okay? Now, here's your next, right? This is your move down. Again, that's also occurred with displacement. Market's now closed, okay? So where do we expect the market at a minimum to come back up into? This is not a trade recommendation. This is for your study. There's the displacement. There's the gap. So I'm expecting the market to come back in there, okay? Need to watch the time, okay? If time aligns, I'll be expecting the market to get back down here, okay? From that level, okay, that we've identified, okay? So I want you to go back. Now from there, let's quickly just check what the, how many pips that's going to be. That's over 180 pips, okay? So you got to watch the market on a 5-minute chart. Look for displacements. Wait for the market to come back down into an area of inefficiency for continuation. Okay, target minimum 50 pips. You're basically targeting the previous high. If that's less than 50 pips, target 50 pips, but put a break even on at 35 pips. Once you get 35 pips, put it to break even. Okay, I'll repeat it. This is not an invitation for you to go out and risk capital. Okay, we're learning about price action here. I want you to go back. I want you to study this chart. Go back and backtest. Prove that you can reprice. Anybody can do it in hindsight. Okay, anybody can come back after the market's moved and say, yeah, this is what you should have done. Okay, I've shown you live trade. I've shown you, forecasts done days in advance. I do a forecast every weekend, and I've shown you how I can forecast prediction of where the market's going. And so I have that credibility to come back and teach you looking at this market in hindsight, because this is how I trade. Okay, I look at these things and I've picked up on these things and understand how to reprice. And I'm now trying to teach you how to reprice. Okay, so going back test it, prove that you can understand the strategy, prove that you understand how to reprice, and then forward test it. Look at the market's live, monitor price action, write down on a piece of paper when you see displacement, where the fair value gap is, where would you enter, what time you would enter on a piece of paper. Look at the target. Okay, identify where would your target be, what happens, how long does it take to get to that target, right? Write down the time it got to that target. Was it 50 pips? Did you at a paper-based stop at when it got to 35 pips? What happened? Did it continue on and meet the objective of getting 50 pips? Okay, did you get stopped there for break even, or did you in fact lose? Okay, this one down here could be a complete reversal, right? Because down here the market seems to be bullish order flow, right? We're down 15-minute chart back into fair value gap. This could be now going the other way. This is displacement the other way. Okay, this is a turning point, so you got to look out for that as well. Okay, this here is displacement on a 15-minute chart the other way. Here is the fair value gap. Therefore, we're expecting the market to move up. Okay, so you got to look at that as well. So there's a few things to take into consideration, but you won't. This is the first step. Having a look at this on a 5-minute chart, identifying what I've just shown you, the displacements to pull back into the fair value gaps and the continuation in the direction of that displacement. Okay. Second step is to then check that you're not, if we're looking at this last one, okay, this is a displacement. We're waiting for the market to come back up. Let's just mark this out into this zone. Okay. The next step of your learning will be just check the 15-minute chart. Okay. Because 15-minute chart, that could now be the displacement, pull back into fair value gap on the way up. Okay. So they're the things that you'll learn next step, next video. Okay. So do stage 1. Learn what I've shown you on this 5-minute chart. Okay, next video, we'll talk about this specific strategy, the 5-minute scalping strategy. We'll talk about how to check the 15-minute time frame to make sure you're not going against a higher time frame directional bias. Hope the video is useful. I will now talk with you in a future video.